this. Don't need that.
Two more minutes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put a lozenge in my mouth. Does it look like I have a lozenge in my mouth? I should have put it in a little while ago. It's kind of large. Anyway, I have water. I'll be okay. It's all
No.
psychological.
Your talent looks very nice.
Thank you. I bought it in Israel.
It's beautiful.
And I have a thing about pomegranates.
Oh, yes.
Okay, 128. Ah! Can you see me over this thing? Okay, thank you. Yep. Oh, my hair. Oh. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you all for joining us this evening, whether you're here in person or joining us from the comfort of your home. We're happy that we can celebrate Shabbat together. Speaking of celebrations, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving with family and friends and people that you care about. Tonight, our clergy and staff are home with their families, so the service is being led by our musical director, Joel Stein, members of the congregation, and me. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Tina DeGan, VP of Religious Practices here at Kol Tikva. Thank you. So tonight, the theme of our service is gratitude, being that it's the post-Thanksgiving Shabbat. And giving thanks is part of our tradition. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs of Great Britain, he's talked about that Judaism is gratitude with attitude, and he's written books about giving thanks to God. And so tonight, we're mostly going to be giving thanks when we do some of our traditional prayers and the wine and the challah. But if you do readings with him, you'll find out about blessings of rainbows and lightning and all sorts of other things. So let's begin with a deep cleansing breath. And as we exhale, hopefully the tensions of the week will leave your body and mind. And Joel will lead us in Hine Matov, found on 128 in your prayer books.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי, יאללה לי, 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 הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי, יאללה לי, 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 לי.
Next, Chris will be presenting us with a reading.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I have a reading for you, a Thanksgiving reading, and this comes from the words of Chaim Stern and Abraham Rothberg in the Gates of Prayer book. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hand, we offer praise. For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being.
Next, we will welcome the Sabbath bride, asking her to usher in a week of peace. So please turn to page 138 in your prayer book, and we will do the traditional 1, 2, 5, and 9 verses. Please stand at verse 9.
לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו, אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, בשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בא אורך, קומי אורי, 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 שידברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קהלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי קקלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, נכדודי קקלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, ילאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי, יאי ראי ראי ראי, יאי ראי ראי ראי, ילאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי, יאי ראי ראי ראי, יאי ראי 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 ראי.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ra 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 ra, ya ra 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 ra. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. I'm told I can't be seen over the lectern, so I'm moving the microphone. Is this better? Okay. All right. Well. So now that we're warmed up, let's begin the communal prayers of the service. We're going to turn to page 146 as Joel leads us in the Baruch Hu and remain standing for the Shema.
Rai 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 Yai lai 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 Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. We continue on page 152 with the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meotecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha ודיברת פעם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue with Micha Mocha, found on page, I've lost my notes. On page
158.
Thank you. And as we sing this song, which when we finished crossing the Sea of Reeds, supposedly we broke out in song, the pilgrims also thought of themselves as the children of Israel. And when they left England, they compared themselves to the Israelites who left Egypt. King James I was their pharaoh, and instead of the Red Sea, they crossed the Atlantic and knew the North America was their promised land. So if you want to think about the pilgrims as we sing this song, you can, and if not, that's okay too.
Lai 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 la 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 lai ya lai 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 ya la lai la lai ya lai la lai lai ya lai la la lai lai la lai lai ya la lai la lai mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh nora tehilot osef eleh nora tehilot osef eleh מלכותך ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה לי אנו ואמרו זה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה יא לי 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 לה 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 לי יא לי 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 יא לה לי לה לי יא לי לה לי לי יא לי לה לה לי יא לה לי לי Ya la 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 la.
Please turn to page 162, Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
The Misha Berak is our prayer for healing. As we say it, we ask Adonai for a complete healing of body, mind, and soul for all of those who suffer. Tonight in particular, we remember and pray for Wayne Shaw, Ronnie Rothstein, Debbie Schwartz, Dina Licker, Alex Avalos, Joan Sietzma, Michael Ray, Joseph Ray, David Berger, Gloria Katzman, Abby Rapport, Sandy Glauber, Renee Ross, Joyce Rubel, Ron Jacobs, Joyce Stern, Mark Joff, Jeff Stickler, Eric Wacha, Ed Edelson, and Leanne Rosenberg. As I wave my hand across the room, please offer names of anyone you would like to say the Misha Berak for. We also tonight think of those suffering in Ukraine, those injured due to border challenges, those healing from the all too frequent gun violence, those affected by terrorist attacks and environmental challenges, and those caring for the ill.
We are on page 371. שבירך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Please stand for the Amidah, which begins on page 164, as Joel leads us in this prayer.
Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל, אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומציל אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You can continue silently through page 180 or pray with the words from your heart.
We continue on page 657 with Od Yavo. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam.
Thank you. That's one of my favorites. Edie, if you'd like to come up now and read a poem for us. Thank you.
This is a prayer of thanksgiving. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we give thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha ne ele hodar.
And now it's time for Saray and Herb. They prepared a drash for us.
Shabbat Shalom. This evening we're going to discuss Parashah Chaye Sarah, the lives of Sarah.
How were we to find out about her life, as Genesis 23 through 25 told us that Sarah died at the age of 127 years in the city of Hebron, which is in Canaan? There was no other information about Sarah. Well,
To get more information about Sarah, we had to review the whole Abraham narrative from Genesis 11:27, where Abraham appears as a grown man and begins his conversations directly with God. These conversations culminate in Genesis 22, which describes the Akedah.
in the Akedah, God commands Abraham to take his only son Isaac to the top of the mountain that he has chosen. and there Abraham was to tie his son down and kill him as a sacrifice. As Abraham was picking up his knife to kill his son, an angel calls out from heaven and tells him to stop.
Abraham then goes down from the mountaintop and returns to his home in Beersheba with his servants. The Torah does not tell us where Isaac went at this time. Therefore, when Sarah sees Abraham returning without Isaac, she assumes Isaac has been sacrificed, and Sarah dies of a broken heart.
Abraham then mourns and weeps for Sarah. This is not their true home. They were just visiting there, so they have no place to bury Sarah in this Canaanite country. Abraham does something that is not mentioned in the Torah previously. He negotiates with a Hittite for a burial cave at Machpelah near Hebron in which to place his wife. He tells the owner of the property, "I am a stranger and a dweller with you. Give me a possession of a burying place." This was the first sign of Abraham starting to change, taking care of his own life, not waiting for God to tell him what to do. It was also a portent of Abraham starting to take care of family business, and it is the beginning of Abraham binding himself to Sarah's life. This is good. We're finally talking about Sarah.
I knew you would get Sarah back into the conversation. Abraham is growing old, and he's concerned about Isaac. He sends his trusted servant to Aram, the land of his birth, to find a wife for his son. In Aram, the servant meets Rebekah at the well and is convinced that she is the perfect wife for Isaac. After leaving many gifts with her family, he sets out with Rebekah. As they get closer to Canaan, both Rebekah and Isaac see each other across a field. She takes her veil and covers herself, as the servant tells Isaac what has transpired. Isaac then walks with her into the tent of his mother Sarah and takes Rebekah as his wife. Isaac loves her and thus finds comfort after his mother's death.
Again, we see Abraham changing and possibly thinking of what Sarah would have wanted. This act of finding a wife for Isaac was a normal thing that a father would have done. Prior to this, Abraham would have been doing things that God had requested.
We read further that Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. The descendants were 6 children and many grandchildren. Before he died, Abraham willed all that he owned to Isaac, but gave all the other children only gifts, and he sent them away from Isaac to the land to the east.
This was another sign of Abraham acting without God's directions. He married again, raised a new family, and secured Isaac's inheritance. And then Abraham died at the age of 175.
And Isaac and Ishmael buried Abraham in the cave of Machpelah, where Sarah was buried. Ishmael died at 137. That's the conclusion of the Pasha Chayei Sarah, Genesis 23 through 25:18. What are our final thoughts?
Because the Parsha doesn't give much information about Sarah's life, our sages, past and current, proposed many conclusions. We found that the Women's Torah Commentary had some of the most interesting explanations.
We have seen that the Akedah was a pivotal event in the lives of both Sarah and Abraham. Abraham was forever traumatized by this happening, and Sarah lost her life because of it.
Sarah dies brokenhearted, and Abraham is a changed man, no longer requiring God's directions to do the right thing. As for Abraham, before the Akedah, he is looking for truth on the mountaintop. Unsatisfied with the domesticity of normal everyday life, he often seeks a higher truth with some transcendent meaning.
Sarah's death says that this trip to the mountaintop is unnecessary. There is no truth on the mountaintop. Truth is right here at home.
And the Parsha confirms this as Abraham buys the family burial site, finds a wife for Isaac, raises a new family, and secures Isaac's inheritance. Abraham is still blessed and devout, but God no longer interacts with him directly.
Our Shabbat wish to you is to find what Abraham found. That truth and meaning are found in the context of your family and small acts of daily kindness that make life holy. That God is not enthroned in heaven, but sits wherever human beings let God into their lives.
With Sarah's death, Abraham is given a new and more humble, more human realization of what life is. With her death, he finally comes to understand and live Chaye Sarah, the lives of Sarah.
Thank you both, and let me add Yasher Koach. Okay, but of course I've lost my place. Oh. It's time for Wayne to come up as board host.
Thank you, Tina, board member extraordinaire. We're going to miss you running these services next board season, but maybe I'll do maybe. Joel, great to have you with us. Thank you, it was beautiful. Dave, thanks for the great sound. I know I sound good. Lindsay, thank you for letting everybody see me tonight. I appreciate it. You're doing a great job. Couple of announcements. The winter holidays are coming up, and we are collecting toys for the West Valley Food Pantry to distribute to families in need. Please bring a new unwrapped toys to Kol Tikva between now and December 16th. This Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. Every act of generosity counts, and each gift means more than when we give together. Our goal this year is 100 individual gifts. It's not about how much you give, it's about giving what is meaningful to you. We know there are many organizations to think about on Giving Tuesday, so we appreciate you keeping Kol Tikva in your thoughts. Our education fundraiser, Dreidel Fest, is Sunday, December 11th, with an amazing holiday boutique, a holiday fashion show, emceed by me, and lots of yummy goodies. Hop on our website and get your tickets early. A couple of Shabbats to bring to your attention. Next Friday, join us for a campfire Shabbat. They'll be filled with songs and s'mores. Our community Hanukkah celebration is Friday, December 16th. Join us as we get into the spirit of Hanukkah, eating latkes, jelly donuts. It doesn't say that, it says the Jewish word, but I can't pronounce it. And spinning dreidels. Our community celebrations are always so much fun. Help us offset the cost by being a sponsor. Simply call the office and they will help you out. I'm going to shamelessly plug the poker tournament Saturday night, February 4th. It's going to be fun. It's not just poker. It's a lot of different games that we're going to be hosting upstairs in the classrooms. So if you don't play poker, there might be something else. Keep looking for that announcement. Please visit our website for more information on all events. Our tzedakah box this evening is going to the West Valley Food Pantry. There was a QR code right in your Shalom sheet for direct giving. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm sure you're all tired and full from your Thanksgiving, so we appreciate you coming out and being with us and watching us and supporting Tina as she puts together these amazing late services. Thank you, everybody, and Shabbat Shalom.
I agree. Thank you, Wayne. At this time in our service, our thoughts turn to our loved ones whose death has recently they've been taken from us, as well as those who've died in the season in years past. May their memories be for a blessing. So I will read the names of those who've recently departed, and I apologize if I've mispronounced any names. Hinda Greenberg, remembered by Cecil and Greenberg families. Irving Greenberg, remembered by the Greenberg and Freed families. Gary Heller, remembered by the Sparrow and Heller families. Anita Kappa, remembered by the Knudsen family. We also hold in our prayers those taken by gun violence that occurs on an all too frequent basis, those who have died of COVID, those who have passed due to floods, fires, and other natural and unnatural disasters, and those killed in regional conflicts. Here is our list of yard sites. Marilyn Adler, Herman Bain, Jess Blake, Arnold Block, Albert Borden, Shirley Conrad, Morris Epstein, Ida Evans, Harold Frank, Bob Frank, Myron B. Cave, Adeline Levine, Louis Levinson, Maheen Manavi, Shirley Meyerson, Ann Rossner, Gertrude Saul, Charlotte Siegel, Donald Siegel, Raya Steinman, David Tauman, Wendy Weinberg, Lane Jonathan Wesley, Samuel Abraham Wolfson. If you have a name that you would like to add to our yard site list, please say it now. If you are in the first week of mourning, Shiva, please rise. The first month, Shiloshim, please rise. If you're celebrating a yard site, please rise. These are the mourners in our midst. If you will please rise and join them as we say the Kaddish found on page 598. Yitgadal, V'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yamad dirvara kirute, V'yamlich machute, V'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye d'kol beit Yisrael, B'agala u'vizman kariv, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Almei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei Dekudusha B'richu. Leolam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran v'yimeru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yishvei tavel v'yimeru Amen. So please stand as we do our final song of Oseh Shalom. If you're able and know one another, link arms with your friends and family.
Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. שבת שלום.
If Karen and Susan will join us, hold up the wine and the challah for the blessings.
You hold it, you drink it. No. You drink it.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתיאבון. שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, היי, שבת שלום, היי, שבת 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 שלום.